Good morning and welcome back to Lost for Words with Lori. It is Wednesday. It is hump day. It is July 26th, 2023. Holy shitballs, guys. The year is already half over, if you can fucking believe that already. I can't fathom the fact that time just goes so fast, especially when you get older. And it is already almost August. Like... It's crazy to me how fast time goes. And it flies when you're having fun, right? Man alive. So I hope everyone is doing well. It has been 11 days since my last podcast. I've been really, really busy between working 2 jobs, hanging out with the most amazing boyfriend on the planet, and my family of canine companions, my family, Wolf and Hound, here at the house, and just been basically living life one day at a time and just been doing what the Lori do. But I hope everyone's doing okay. Yeah, guess what, man? I'm going to weigh in and I'm going to drop my hat in the ring. Try that in a small town. You know, social media, toxic cesspool world, the Matrix. Life's busy. And I get it. I work, I play hard, I love Fast and Furious. I've been really busy, and I've been doing a lot of shadow work, and I've been working really hard on my life. And the last 5 months have been a whirlwind, and I've been really working hard on living my life one day at a time. And, you know, when you work hard, you look for distractions. And social media has always been a very positive place for me to do that distraction. Social media is supposed to be social. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be a place where you can go and do distractions and have fun and play games and enjoy spending time with people. And you know, I've spent a long time talking about toxic cesspool world and how the social media is a playground for sociopaths and narcissists and just shithead humans and douchebags who prey and bully and are just dickheads. And, you know, it is a toxic cesspool of shit, especially when something comes up, political, social, whatever you want to call it, and it starts making its way across the interwebs and causing controversy. And that's what happens, right? Because the internet is instantaneously there to shit start and create, you know, a stir or a buzz for clicks, likes, views, clout, whatever it is. And the new what do you want to call it? The new soup of the day, the new tea, the new thing that everybody's up in arms about is a country song, you know? And I've been busy and doing life, and I went to go escape to the Clock app and go escape into, you know, mindless, mind-numbing fun and distraction. And there it is again, in the Matrix, everybody bitching and crying and complaining and drawing lines in the sand over a country song. And you know, it started to make me think. And, you know, that's what the Lori do. That's what Lori does. She thinks. And I got frustrated. And you know me, I like to vent out my frustrations on social media. And I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm not going to apologize for having an opinion. But I did. I wanted to weigh in on not necessarily the controversy itself or the country song or the person or even the situations. You know, what I had thought about was, you know, the meme that had come across was, you know, first they're mad at syrup and then shoes and now a country song. But really the message behind that being that everybody seems to be so quick to be angry and offended about something, right? And of course that opens up conversations. It opens up dialogue with lots of people because everybody does have an opinion and everybody has a side and everybody wants to stand on one side of something. And that's fair. I have an opinion. You have an opinion. Everybody has an opinion. And, our whole lives we were told that opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one and they all stink. And I've talked about the truth being subjective. I've talked about everybody seeing it from their own viewpoint. And that's fine. There's going to be chatter. There's going to be opinions flying all over the internet, all over the world, all over everything. Mainstream media does it. The Matrix does it. The internet does it. All of the social media platforms do it. The news does it. Politics does it. But it did. It opened up a lot of dialogue. And I guess I just get frustrated because it appears that while I have no beef or have any issues with people having an opinion, it seems like everybody's just so invested in being heard, and they'll scream so loudly because they're invested in being right. And I have no problems with people having an opinion and wanting to have open discussion about their opinions. What I do have an issue with, or what I get taken aback by, is how disrespectful people treat each other because they insist that other people hear their opinion and that it must be right, or how disrespectfully they present their side with an agenda, or how forcefully they need to shove their opinion down others' throats so disrespectfully. Do you have to like a certain side of politicians or the political air? No. So do you need to be so disrespectful in your side, or the way you feel about the opposite side of what you believe? And to be fair, I get it. When it comes to religion or politics or whatever, racism, whatever the side of the fence that you're standing on, I can understand how people become very passionate about their side or their opinion. And I get it. I don't like hatred. I don't like those things either. But you're not going to please everybody with your opinion. And somebody's always going to want to drag your feelings or your past or the way that they view you into it, to try to be right, to be heard, or whatever, to make themselves look better. But I weighed in on that on one of my social medias because I was frustrated. I went to go escape and enjoy myself, and I couldn't escape the drama. I couldn't escape the chatter. I couldn't escape the hatred, the division, the lines in the sand. And it was frustrating because I really get frustrated with seeing people do that very thing all the time. And it's cyclical. Every time something new happens in the news, politically, or country song, or, whatever movement is going on in the world, that people need to jump on one side of the sand or the other. But it opens up new perspectives, and it makes me think. And I had quite a few different perspectives come across my social medias, and lots of different discussions with people that I like, my friends from all over the world. And we talked about bigotry. We talked about sitting around while other people abuse each other, and whether or not apathy was making people appear like they didn't care meant they were being a bitch, or, whether or not silence was serving the abusers in the world, or whether it was okay to jump on a cause and die on that mountain. Another one of my friends made a very wise comment about how a lot of people don't learn to hate something until they're told to, because they want to jump on a cause, or they don't see it from that perspective until it's presented to them. And I get that. I'm interested in the way people think, and I appreciate other people's perspectives, and I appreciate those who give those perspectives in a respectful way. And I'm not closed-minded, and I do like to hear it. However, from my viewpoint, I think that what you do, and I've had this conversation with quite a few people in the last couple of weeks, that what you do to be a good human when no one is looking, without getting recognition, without needing to be heard to be right or be recognized for what you think. In your first world, to make a difference, to champion those causes without telling people what you think, to make that difference, is more, tells more about your character. It is more important. It doesn't mean that I don't have an opinion, or that I don't care, or that I'm being apathetic to these things that are going on, or that I don't care about bigotry or racism or politics or healthcare for all, or whatever people are upset about, just because I don't voice my opinion in a public forum. It just means that I'm trying to do good deeds without getting a pat on the back in public, or put myself in the forefront, because I'm trying to remain humble. I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. But it doesn't mean that I don't care. You know, the biggest takeaway that I was getting upset about yesterday was that as I was scrolling through all of these different matrix platforms, you know, the clock app and the Zuck and all of the places, and everybody seems to say, well, you know, when I grew up in this area, in this small town, and blah blah blah. And the one point I was trying to make is that just because you've had an experience, it doesn't negate, diminish, or dismiss somebody else's, no matter whether it was a small town, a big town, or no matter what your life experience was. It doesn't change the fact that everybody's going to experience life through their own lens, and you can't change that, and you can't control it, and you just have to accept it. And you expressing your viewpoint doesn't change somebody else's. You know, we all see and experience life through our own lens. And accepting that mere fact is very profound. You know, I'm learning that lesson in my first world, just in how I handle my day-to-day interactions with my relationships, with my boyfriend, with my family that lives here, with my coworkers, with my customers, with people I have to talk to and deal with in business. Is that their experience and what they're going through is totally, they see it from their own perspective. But it doesn't mean that they're wrong or right. It just means that it simply is. And who am I to negate or dismiss their experience? They see it from their perspective. And the only way I'm going to understand that is to ask the right questions and to confirm and to ask clarifying things. But I don't have to be right or wrong, and I don't need to prove it, and neither do they. We just need to communicate. And it's within that communication that you can be enlightened in other people's experience. But it teaches us, I don't know, that commonality. It teaches us that experience. It teaches us to listen better, to be more compassionate, to be more humble. And I guess to me that's more important. I think we should all try that no matter what town we're in. You know, you're allowed to have your opinion, but you're still not allowed to be an asshole because you have one. And I think that's my takeaway from all of this. You know? That, and to wash your fucking hands and just be a good human. I love y'all. Be kind to each other. And I'll talk to y'all soon.